100 things to declutter. It sounds easy. That's what I thought at the beginning, until I tried to list them down for this video. But no worries, I've prepared 100 of them and I hope that can give you some ideas on what to declutter. And what you are watching now is the second half of the 100. And somehow, if you came across this video first, you might want to check the first one out, or you might want to continue with this. It doesn't really matter because there's no order in terms of the 100. Other than that, let us get to the point because we are not here to declutter your time. So we shall start with something easy, digital clutter. So let's start with the easy one, the apps in our phone. Remove apps we don't use anymore and duplicate apps that serve the same purpose. Following. Speaking of social media, we are what we consume. Unfollow people that cause you negative thoughts. Emails. One of the most satisfying things to do. Seeing a clean inbox page after decluttering. Subscriptions. Clearing inbox is not enough. We have to unsubscribe to unwanted newsletter we receive as well. Unwanted accounts. In order to simplify your online presence, one good way is to reduce the different accounts you own. Desktop. A clean desktop is a clean mind. It's the first thing you see before you start your work. So remove all those clutter from your desktop, or at least organize them neatly into folders. Bookmarks. I used to have a never-ending list of bookmarks. Most of the time, I forgot what I have saved. Digital photos. Sometimes when we want to capture a moment, we snap as many times as possible because just in case. So these duplicates and random pocket shots just stay in my computer for years without me touching them, and it's wasting my digital space where I use money to buy. We are done with my digital space, so let us move to my hobbies. Some of you guys think we minimalists are boring and we don't have any hobbies. Let me tell you, I really have none. So let us start with collections. I'm really not a good example when it comes to collection, but I want to say that if you have any collection, I think it's really fine if there are things that bring you value. We can always set a limit or ceiling to our collection. We can even let go of some so we can make space for others. Tools for your hobby. Hobbies come and go easily in today's world, and we invest our resources on things or hobbies that seems fun at the beginning, but we just don't put in the effort to master or continue this hobby. That's why when the hobby is dead, you might consider removing them. I like plants, and I can break them down into a few categories for us to declutter. Plants you don't like anymore. Sometimes when you see them every day, they get kind of boring, and I'm not gonna name names here, but this one in particular. Dead plants. They won't come back to life, so treat it as a lesson and let them go. Fake plants shouldn't even exist, but if you like them, it's up to you, but it's a no for me. Plants that got too huge. I just gave away my elephant ear because they got too huge and it just doesn't fit my house anymore. Craft supplies. I was from design school, so I had a lot of tools for making prototypes products. But the truth is, they just sit in my wardrobe without me touching them. So we are done with hobbies, let us get into gadgets. Bank tokens. I opted for a digital one, but it requires me to have a physical one to activate this digital one. And my current device is out of battery, so I need to request for a new physical device just to activate my digital device. So much redundancy happening down here. But my point is, if they are out of battery or you don't use it anymore, declutter it. Old music device. It's rare that anyone still has a player like Walkman, Discman, or even MP3. They are totally obsolete now. CD, DVD, or any form of disc. I think I really appreciate the act of listening to music without operating a device that is smarter than me. But that requires me to obtain more stuff, a new setup. I'm not ready for that. So any disc, CD, DVD is a no for me. I don't even have player for that. I was really a hoarder back then. I used to collect my old phones so I can reminisce about the past. But I find that really redundant because I can just relieve the feeling just by googling the phone model. Phone cases. Okay, call me boring or whatever you want, but I see no point having different phone case. Just stick to one and get rid of the rest. Just in case cables. If you don't have that device anymore, just remove that cable. There's no just in case in this situation. Phone stand. As our phone has become a big part of our life, laziness doubled as we invented phone stand. I mean, they are useful, but one is good enough for me. Headphones. I used to have tons of them, and all of them were just in case. Unused computer. Instead of keeping them unused, you can donate them to people in need. Or if it's as bad as mine, at least recycle them. Printer. Do we need printer in this generation where most of our application form or tickets are all digitized? Unless you have a home business, or depends on what kind of business you have, I think it's just a waste of money if you have a printer at home. And not to mention the ink cartridges that you need to buy. Game console. Okay, before you go mad about me decluttering a PS4, that's not mine. Personally, I don't play any games nor do I have any console. So it's just a representation. But I do have a friend who keep those old console. And you know, those old console can be really big and chunky and take up a lot of space. Not to mention the stacks of games that require this to play. Now we are done with gadgets and let us go sentimental. Certificates. I had a few of them from kindergarten all the way to national service. Honestly, they have no use for me, so off they go to the recycle bin. What I kept are my major education certificates, that's all. Report cards are just for the memory's sake, and they don't serve me at all. Birthday cards. The only birthday cards I kept are those from my girlfriend. Other than that, none of them mean much to me. Yearbook. I really don't care who went to the same school as I did. What I care about are those friends that are still around me now. Photos. The same thing goes for photos like my class photos. They mean something to me, but it's not that important for me to have a physical copy. So I scan them into my computer and declutter them. Useless gift. I'm always grateful for the thoughts. But if they are not functional to me or I don't enjoy using them, they are just another baggage I have to carry. Medal and trophy. To be honest, I didn't receive much in my whole life. I even had one from my primary school. Third in dressing game. I can't believe I keep that for so many years. So to me, a trophy or medal should be something I'm really proud of, then I will keep. So currently, I have none. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Souvenirs. The main souvenirs I receive from my travel are the beautiful memories in my brain. Second is the pictures I've documented during the period, and it's never a random keychain which I forcefully relate my journey to. Travel brochure. I used to keep travel brochure because I think they are a good way for us to bring back those memories, but they are as good when they are in digital form. And this thing applies to old tickets as well. Like a typical teen, I used to collect travel tickets or movie tickets because I saw my sister doing it and I thought that's how it should be done. Alright, sentimental items done. Let us get into bed. Sounds weird. Bedroom, beddings and blanket. Similar to underwear, they have their own lifespan as well in order to keep our pillow hygienic. And I have a favorite blanket made by my grandma. But once it's torn, I just have to let it go. Similarly, I think pillows shouldn't be something that can last long. At least not for mine because I drew a lot. So the average is around 1 to 2 years. And if you are like me, you lost count on how long you have used your pillow. Maybe check the drew stain. Let me bring you guys to my toilet. Wait, before I carry on, I have a quick message from our sponsor for today, Skillshare. If you're interested to know where I learned some of my editing skills, some of them were from Jody from Cinecom. He has plenty of classes on Skillshare, mainly on video editing on Premiere Pro or After Effects. He covers the basic all the way to the advanced level. I used to learn those basic masking from him when I started out video making. I'm pretty sure you're aware of this online learning community. They have different classes covering a wide range of topics ranging from entrepreneurship, creativity, and even time management. If you're interested, Skillshare is really affordable with an annual subscription fee of less than $10 every month. So if you're interested in trying it out before subscribing to it, the first 1,000 of you who use the link at the description below will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium. And with that, you can start learning anytime now, and I hope you make the full use out of it. And now, to my toilet. Toiletries. Rusty shaver. As an Asian, I don't have much facial hair, which I'm really sad about. But that means my shaver don't have to be sharp at all times, because that doesn't affect my shaving process. But when it starts to become rusty, that's when it goes. Empty hair wax. I had a hair wax lying around in the bathroom for years, which none of us uses. Do we even need a comb? I mean, I don't comb my hair usually, only when I'm heading out. I really just need one of them, so no duplicates. A loofah or body brush. I think these are important tools that scrub out all the dirt from our skin. That's why I think it's needed to swap them out frequently. Perfume. I do understand why some people want to have multiple perfumes, to have certain scent for certain memories and events. And it's almost like a bookmark for our memory. But if you don't enjoy using them or they have expired, then let them go. Hotel toiletries or samples. I think it's pretty frugal if you can use them out before purchasing more. But if you don't plan to use it and you are keeping them for just in case reason, you might want to declutter it. Alright, now let us check out the kitchen, where none of the things are mine. That explains the mess. Fridge magnet. They are just visually distracting. And my family don't even use it for any notes. They are just there because they are free. Medicine. We don't check on them often. But there ought to be a few expired medicine in the fridge. Gimmicky promotion items. Just a personal preference. Most of the time, they are ugly. Take out condiments. If you're never gonna use them, get rid of it. And don't even collect them at the beginning. Excessive mugs and utensils. I'm not saying these are excessive, even though they might seem cluttered. But it's just nice for my family when guests are here. But a typical family always have excessive mugs, utensils, so you might want to start from there. Junk food, just stay away from it. Snacks Mason doesn't like. He hates these veggie snacks. But I still keep it hoping one day he'll eat it. I don't think that day will ever come. So that's the 100 and it's a long list. Let me answer some of the questions you guys might ask or already asked on the first video. I'll say most of the items are borrowed from my brother or sister, or just random things I found at my house. I'm using old B-rolls as well, so you might see repeated shots. No, I didn't. I threw it away. I think a lot of people have the misconception that decluttering means throwing away. There's so many ways we can treat decluttered items, whether you want to sell it, donate it, give it away, recycle, repurpose. That depends on the item itself. And I have an in-depth video on that, so you might want to check that out. So I hope this can help you out. And remember, minimalism and decluttering is highly individual. So it's based on your own lifestyle, not what I've mentioned. So I hope you can start looking around and start your decluttering soon. If you haven't checked out the first 50, you can check it out now. And if you like this video, a click on the like button or a comment will help a lot with this channel because that's how YouTube works. It will help me to recommend it to others. So thanks for watching and I'll see you guys again next week.